Okay, this is called a claw hammer. This is a regular carpenter's hammer. This would be the claw. That's where it gets that name. Now that claw can grab a nail and pull it out, and I will demonstrate that in a little bit. First of all, I am going to tap this small nail into this piece of wood. I hold it with my fingers and I carefully put on a set of safety goggles. And I hold this and I just lightly tap until I have it started. And then I can, with my hands away, drive it farther and harder. Now here is a larger nail. This one will take more power, but I still have to carefully start until it's holding, and then I can move my hands away and drive it down harder. Now if I want to just tap, I just take little taps if I just move it in small increments, or I can really drive it into the wood. Now, because this is called a claw hammer, this part here can pull the nail out, and many times without even damaging the nail. And you see I hit a good jerk on that because it's a larger nail. I want to show you now a difference between nails. If you notice, this one has a large flat head. That is just a regular nail. This one here has a small rounded head, and these are called a finishing nail. And what you do is you drive this into the wood, and you drive it all the way until it is flush. And then you take a little punch and you drive it a little beyond flush. And that's what makes it a finishing nail. With it beyond flush, you can take some wood filler and you fill that hole up, and you'll never know that there's a nail there. So it's a finishing nail. I think we will move on to screws. I will find a container of screws, and these here are called a sheetrock screw. And there are two different screwdrivers. There is the flat screwdriver, which has just one flat blade, or there is the Phillips screwdriver, which has 4 edges. And when you pick your screw, you need to figure out if it takes a flat screwdriver or a Phillips screwdriver. And we also have the smaller version, Phillips screwdriver, flat screwdriver. Remember, the edge is flat on a flat screwdriver. On a Phillips screwdriver, it has 4 edges and a point. Now this here is a sheetrock screw with a Phillips head. A Phillips head has 4 little points. I can take a regular flat screwdriver and try to screw it, but it won't work because it doesn't slide into there. If I take a Phillips screwdriver, it'll fit right into those grooves, fit real well, and I can screw it. Now, here is a small flat screw that takes a regular flat screwdriver. If you notice, it's got just one slot through there. If I take my Phillips screwdriver, it will not work because it will not fit in there. Even if I take my smaller one, it will not work. So I take my regular flat screwdriver and it will screw that screw because it fits in that slot. A Phillips screwdriver, which has the 4 edges, will fit right in. And then I line this up, and often we will use an electric drill to drive sheetrock screws, but we can use a regular Phillips screwdriver. I start it carefully and I move my fingers away, and I can screw this. By turning the screwdriver, it'll penetrate the wood, it'll go right in. Look at that. If I want to extract it, I can take the same screwdriver and back it up. Okay, so I used the large screwdriver with a larger screw. I could use the small screwdriver, but I wouldn't have as much power and it wouldn't grip the screw as well. So that really doesn't work. Now, I also have a small screw here, and if I take the Phillips screwdriver, that will not work because on the end, and you maybe can't see this, but it's just one slot. So, I can take my big screwdriver, but that don't fit. But it is one flat screw. That means I need to go to my smaller screwdriver, which fits. And I can put this carefully down and I can carefully start it into the wood. And then I can just screw it with my smaller screwdriver. And it's nice to find a screwdriver that matches the size of work you're doing. Okay, I screwed that in. Now I can screw it back out with this flat screwdriver. There we are.